Hello and welcome back to the Villa View. Now, the Championship season is a matter of days, weeks away from us now. Our first game against Sheffield Wednesday, but we're also going to encounter another 22 teams as well as Sheffield Wednesday during the season. So we've decided the Villa View are going to create a video where we're going to basically go through every single team between 5 or so episodes, 4 each episode, go for every single team, talking about all the fascinating facts you need to know about their clubs. So there's 4 today, there's going to be 4 in another video, and so on and so forth. We hope you enjoyed this series, so stay tuned. So first up on this list is Barnsley. Nicknamed the Tykes, they were formed in 1887. It's their first season back in the Championship after being promoted through the playoffs last season from League One after finishing 6th in the league. They play their home games at Oakwell and they're currently managed by Paul Heckingbottom, who came in midway through last season. He turned them around though, because at the start of the season they weren't very good, quite down towards the bottom of the table, and he dragged them up into the playoffs by the end of the season. They're 94 miles away. They signed Tom Bradshaw from Walsall this summer, and he's going to be a key man for them. He was a target for a lot of Championship sides, especially I think Villa should have gone for him as well. It's been interesting to see how he copes in the Championship. I think he's going to be a key man for them. And also Sam Winnell, who was the second highest scorer in League One last season. All going to be key players for them, but it's going to be a long, hard season for them as well though.
Next up, I have the misfortune of having to talk about Birmingham City. Their nickname is the Blues, or they're also known in some quarters as the Scum. They were founded in 1875, a very, very dark year for football. They've now spent a long 6 seasons in the Championship and they finished 10th last time out. They did have a brief run where it looked as if they would qualify for the playoffs, but late on in the season they managed to drop out. The stadium is St Andrews, of course, which holds 30,016 people, and it is, of course, Gabriel Bonlahor's favourite ground, as every time he visits there, he seems to score. Hopefully, if he sticks around, he'll be able to do the same thing again and win back over the Aston Villa fans. Distance from Villa Park is 3.5 miles, although you will notice a different class of person at Villa Park to what you will see around St Andrews. Their manager is Gary Rowett, who we all know is a massive Aston Villa fan, so if you're watching, Gary, hello, I hope you're well. And their key player next season for me will probably once again be Clayton Donaldson, who scored double figures in the last 2 seasons and is quite adept as a Championship striker.
Here's a familiar team for you now, Blackburn Rovers. They were formed in 1875 and their nickname is actually the Rovers. This is their 4th season in the Championship after being relegated from the Premier League a few years ago. They finished 15th last season under ex-Villa manager Paul Lambert, and they're hoping for something a little bit better maybe this season. And they're going to be playing at Ewood Park as usual this season, 31,000 people they can fit in there. They are going to be 110 miles away from Villa Park and they're managed by ex-Bolton manager Owen Coyle. One of their key players is the ex-Arsenal man Hope Akpan, who holds the midfield together and he arguably is their best player. They haven't got many other good players at the moment though. They're struggling to get a squad together. A lot of players have left. It's going to be a long hard season for them, especially under Owen Coyle, that struggled in the past few jobs he's had in the Championship and around that sort of area.
Now we're on to Brentford, who are commonly known as the Bees, and they were founded in 1889. Incidentally, their ground is about 5 miles from my house. They've now spent 3 seasons in the Championship. In the previous season, they finished 9th, just ahead of the Dirty Blue Noses. Their stadium is Griffin Park, which has a small capacity of 12,300, but the good news for the away fans visiting is that there is a pub on every corner, so it should be a good day out for the Villa away faithful. It's 121.4 miles away from Villa Park, which is roughly my commute to watch every home game, if you're interested in that kind of thing. The manager is former Walsall boss Dean Smith, who is quite highly rated, and I actually think he is a decent manager and may go on to do some decent things elsewhere in the future. And their key player is Lasse Vibe, who I must admit I don't know much about, but he was their top scorer last season, so he should be the danger man again for them. One of Brentford's famous fans is Sky Sports News vixen Natalie Sawyer, so if you go into Griffin Park next season, you may get to catch a glimpse of the Sky Sports stunner.
So that is all for today's previews. We've got many more coming up. If you did enjoy this video, then make sure you're dropping us a like below on the video and also commenting what teams are you looking forward to playing this season, which one are you least looking forward to going to, because some of these teams are quite far away. Make sure you are subscribing to the Villa View with those post notifications on, and go over to our social media channels including the Villa View _ on Twitter.